Welcome to the 8th grade Math Homework Helper Series. Tonight's homework is Poly-5, multiplying polynomials by a monomial. Let's take a look at some examples of monomials. Here we have the number 7 with an exponent of 2. In this particular case, the base is 7 and the exponent is the small 2 up here. And whenever something is attached to the exponent, that's going to be your base. So in this next example, we have an x attached to the exponent of 2, and so the x becomes our base. Lastly, we have both of these combined. We have a whole number, we have a variable, and we have an exponent. So the variable, in this case x, still stays our base because it's what's attached to the exponent. So the 5, in a situation like this, becomes what's called a coefficient. When multiplying polynomials by a monomial, remember, we're multiplying powers with like bases. So when you're multiplying powers with like bases, we add the exponents. So for example, if we have a to the m times a to the n, since they have like bases, a, we would add m plus n. Another example, if we have like bases of x, and we're multiplying x to the 4th by x to the 5th, we keep the x but add the exponents, so we get x to the 9th. In a situation like this, where we have bases and we have exponents and we have coefficients as well, we can multiply the coefficients. So 2 times 3 gives us 6. The base stays the same, and we would still add the variables. Now let's take a look at question 1n. So we're going to be multiplying this monomial, negative 1/2 a to the 6th, times the different parts of this polynomial. So the first thing we're going to do is take negative 1/2 a to the 6th and multiply it times 10a. And when we do that, we're going to get negative 5a to the 7th. The negative 5 comes from multiplying negative 1/2 times 10. A to the 7th comes from adding a to the 6th plus this a, which is assumed to have an exponent of 1, getting us 7. And now we're going to take this same monomial and we're going to multiply it times negative 8. And when we do so, half of 8 is 4. Since they're both negative, we get a positive sign. And we have no variable here, so the variable just simply attaches itself to it. So we get a to the 6th. Let's take a look at one that's a little bit more complicated. We have a monomial of 5m to the 2nd, n to the 3rd, and we are going to apply that to each piece of this polynomial. So if we apply it first to the 6m, 6n, 4, the coefficients give us 30, 2 plus 6 gives us 8, 3 plus 4 gives us 7. And then we apply it to the next part of the polynomial. So 4 times 5 gives us 20, 4 plus 2 gives us 6, and 3 plus 3 gives us 6. And now we're going to apply it to this part of the polynomial. And 5 times negative 2 gives us negative 10, 2 and 2 for the m's give us 4, 3 and 3 for the n's, 3 and 2, for the n's give us 5. And lastly, we're going to apply this to the 3, and so the two coefficients, 5 times 3, give us 15, and since this 3 has no variables or exponents attached to it, it simply carries what was originally here. So we take the m2, n3 and stick that on there. For question number 2, we are going to be looking at finding the area of a triangle. So we know that the area of a triangle, the formula is 1/2 base times height. And so we're going to plug this information. We have a height of 8 and a base of 2x plus 3. And so we can attach these two pieces. We can multiply them. So we have 8 times 2x minus 3, which is going to give us 2 times 8 is going to give us 16x, minus 3 times 8 is 24. And now we're going to take the half and multiply that by everything inside the parentheses. And so that's going to give us a equals 8, 1/2 of 16, x, minus 1/2 of negative 24, negative 12, units, because we don't have a specific unit of measurement, and squared, because it's area. Now we're going to take a look at 4a. Multiply and simplify to find an expression for the volume of each solid. Remember, in volume, we're working with cubic units. So the formula for volume is V equals length times width times height, all three of which we've been given here. So we can plug those in. And what I'm going to do, it doesn't really matter the order in which you place these things. I would suggest either putting 3x or 5x out front and then multiplying it by the other two. I've chosen to put 3x out front. And so now I'm going to multiply these two together, get an answer, and bring that down. So 3 times 5, the coefficients are 15. X plus x gives me x to the second power. And now I'm going to take that and apply it to x plus 7. And that's going to get me 15x to the third power, because this is an x to the 1, plus 15 times 7 is 105, and my x squared units just attach, and it's units cubed. And lastly, we'll take a look at 4b. Same idea. We're using the formula for volume. We're plugging in these numbers. Again, you could have 7x on the outside and 4x in here. First thing you need to do is to multiply these two numbers. So that's going to get you 28x to the second power, because remember, each x is assumed to have a 1. If we add them together, we get x to the second. And then we bring down the x plus 3 and apply 28x to the second power times x plus 3. So that's going to get us 28x to the third power. And 28 times 3 is 84. And there are no variables or exponents attached to the 3, so we just carry these over. So we get 84x to the second power. And again, units cubed. Please use the work that was done for you tonight to help you to solve any additional problems that are on your homework. And remember, the key to success in math is not only working hard, but working smart.